testing, 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 test ickles, test ickles, test ickles. Welcome everyone to episode 749 of the Daily Mother Whoa, the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Slaycast, Sleazecast, and Nipplecast up on a Friday. Flex the nips on a Friday. In the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What up, fam? Welcome to the Gain Train, the train de gains. What up? What's going on, Wesley, on Facebook? Thank you for joining me, everyone. Welcome to the Quadcast on Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And for all the podcast peeps on SoundCloud and Apple Podcast, welcome everybody. Everybody say what up to Papa Swolio. I'm trying the morning show again. I'm trying the morning time. I kind of like the fact that now I'm realizing why news does stuff in the morning and why the radio shows were always first thing in the morning. Now I realize that. Now I realize why, because it's just kind of cool to come in casually in the morning and just say, "What the fuck is up? Let's talk some gains." You're in the car, you're on your way to work, you're just getting up, and you're getting fired up for the fucking day. Who wants to close out a day with Papa Swolio? Don't you wanna don't you wanna start the day with Papa Swolio? Continuing education class. Ooh, you're doing continuing, did you, are you taking the driving test again, Mark? Continuing education class. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did you forget how to make left turns? Can't turn left? Can't turn left like Zoolander? I'm just kidding. What's going on, Philip? Becca, good morning. Good morning. Let's see what's going on the Instagram realm. Joe Christian, a wide. What up, Swole? What's up, Sergio? Hey, man, watch Eating You Alive 2016. Eating You Alive? What's that? Nah, I really don't consume content, really. Why don't you tell me? Why don't you fill me in? What's the topic? Eating You Oh. Is that on Net if it's on Netflix? If it's on Netflix, maybe I'll catch it at some point. Good morning, on my way to the beach. Ooh, isn't that nice, Lori? Where do you live? Where do you live where you can beach already? You can't really well, I guess you can. I guess Memorial Day weekend. That's right. It is Memorial Day weekend. That's true. Morning Swole. What's going on, Twitch? What's up, Dale? That's right. It is Memorial Day weekend. People do stuff. I forgot. People do shit. People do shit on Memorial Day. I don't. I don't. Actually, everyone comes down to Florida for Memorial Day. This is where everyone comes down. This is where was it urban weekend happens in Florida. Everyone comes down from hot Atlanta. Everyone comes down from everyone. That's like the big thing. I think I remember. It was hilarious. I when I first moved down to Florida, and I didn't know. I didn't know. I think that's Memorial Day weekend is they consider it urban weekend. And I was at the beach, and I came off from the beach, and yeah, I was literally the only bearded blonde white dude on the beach. The only one. I was a grain of salt in the world of pepper. It was awesome. It was so cool. Everyone was like fucking it's so funny. All these black guys were like, Thor, hey yo, Thor. And it's funny because the beach that I was on, I don't know, it was like a normal day, but it was packed because it was Memorial Day. It was packed because it was Memorial Day, but it was just all black, all African American. It was hysterical. They were freaking out after the beard. It was funny. It was funny. I was just getting called Thor left and right. That was hysterical. God, I fucking remember that. What a good weekend. What a good weekend. Super funny experience. PB Fight Life. What up, fam? What up? What's going on? Lori Johnson, Joseph Winkos. All right, fam. So how we doing on a Friday? It's Flex Friday. Today, I got my coffee ready. I have today I'm doing I think some type of arm. I have shoulders left to do. I have arms left to do. I did chest and back earlier in the week. I may dig it up again. I may dig it up again because I did a chest and back workout. I've done some glutes and some legs. So I'm due for some arms. I'm due for almost anything can go. Almost anything can go today. I might do something like a chest and a triceps or a chest and biceps or something with shoulders. I'll see. I think I'm gonna kind of feel that out. So how how's your Friday looking in terms of Friday leg day? Very good. Very good. What are you doing today for legs? I am on a probably a shorter cycle this week because usually I'll do something once every 5 days, maybe once a week, depending. But because I had taken about 4 days off because I was out of town and I focused more on yoga and meditation. And yesterday we talked about this. Yesterday we talked about this, how I mentioned I've been focusing more on my own personal meditation and yoga. That's been the priority for my personal training, for my own approach. So when I took those 4 days off because I was traveling, yoga in the hotel room and meditation, it was fine. And that's one of the things that I like so much about yoga and I like about meditation is that you need 0 equipment. Literally, it helps to have a yoga mat just because you have grip and you don't have to necessarily do it on the ground if it's pavement or if it's outside in the grass or gravel or wherever you are. It just gives you a consistent surface and allows you some more grip, less slippage potentially because you're on a mat that gives you some grip. You just do your yoga, you do your meditation. You could do it you could do meditation in the car. Like you can do it anywhere and you can do it throughout your day. So you can do that unrestricted. You don't have to be in a gym. So it really breaks any kind of habit. I mean, habit to use an excuse. It breaks any excuse that you could possibly have because you can take it anywhere and it's so portable. So that was the priority, and I figured, okay, well, it's perfect. That's a priority, and I'm out of town. So, the hotel had a gym, but I need to go to a hotel gym and have a crappy workout. I need to sacrifice my weights and just and do extra in a little hotel gym. I'm not going to miss anything from not doing strength training for 1 or 2 days. Focus on the meditation, focus on the yoga. So I did film some footage, did some daily Swole Club action, and did my own mental game. Gretchen on YouTube. What's up, Gretchen? What up? What up? What up? So because I took 4 days off, ended up being about 4 days of no training, of resistance. So when I came back, I didn't want to just jump back into only a chest day because that's a lot of volume. And just going right back into a major split where you're only doing one body part, like just chest, that can be a lot of volume. That could be a lot of extra overload. I don't need to get that sore. I don't need to get that fucking sore, man. I don't need to get that sore. Who wants to get that sore anymore? I think I'm over that. I think I'm officially over that. Sometimes I think I am, and then I'm not, and then I go back to crushing it and blasting my body. I think I might be officially over being overly sore. That's really a sign of a lot of damage. That's really a sign of a lot of damage. How many of you watching are sore hunters? Like how many of you just don't think how many of you think you just gotten absolutely zero quality out of your workout if you're not sore? How many of you judge and gauge your workout based on whether or not you are sore? You measure it. If you're more sore, you had a better workout. If you didn't get sore, you failed, essentially. That's that mentality of that's the new trainer mentality. That's the new trainer mentality. And what I mean by that is usually when you're new in the industry or you're new to lifting, you associate soreness with success. Because in the beginning, and the way it can perpetuate itself is when you've been training for a long time, whenever you feel sore, you associate that with, wow, I haven't felt sore in a while. So now I must be doing something better. So this is good. So you keep on hunting for that feeling. But being sore doesn't mean you had a good workout. If you're not sore, it doesn't mean you didn't crush it. It doesn't mean you're not going to have adaptation if you're not sore. Most people think that if they're not sore, they failed, they didn't get it in. But that's not true. That's not how the body works. You can get a great workout and not be crushing sore. You can have an awesome workout, you can see progress, but you don't have to be murderously sore. That's not how it works. It's not direct like that. Up early and took a stretching yoga class. Nice, Dembra. Nice, Deborah. Not so much anymore. I have chronic pain, so I don't look for more. True, man. Yes, definitely makes you feel like you've done more. Well, it makes you feel like you've done more because you remember it, because you're feeling that pain. I generally know that soreness isn't a good indicator for a good workout. It's an indicator. What is soreness anyway, right? Let's define what the soreness means. Soreness is the physiological response of damaged tissue. It's from micro tears. And that's the body letting you know that this is fucked up. And the reason why it hurts is because it's inflamed, it's damaged, it's structurally broken. And essentially, the body has to repair it. The body has to rebuild it. The body has to put it back together. It's not just it's not like it's micro tears. That's why you feel sore. Your tissue is actually damaged. Your tissue is actually physically damaged and physically broken down. It's physically strained, and your body has to fix the damage. Your body has to fix the damage. And because of that damage, it's hard to move. Your body doesn't want to lengthen and move tissue. You're trying to repair a wall. You're trying to repair the third floor of a building. You don't want people walking around it all day. You need to get people out of the building and you need to do the repairs on the structure, for example. So you renovate, right? You get everyone out and you fix what needs to be fixed structurally and you repair it. And you don't want it to break again, so your body will make it bigger and stronger and less and more resilient so long as that stress still applies and the stress of going to the gym and those things are still present in your environment and you keep on going, your body will build it stronger to handle that in the future. That's what your body does. That's what your body does. If there is a constant if there is a constant if there's a constant stress, if there's a constant exposure to weightlifting, if there's a constant exposure to strength training, to this resistance, if you're constantly exposing your body to that outside force and that outside stress, your body will adapt to handle that better. And it can do that only when it has the proper nutrients. Nutrition is important. And it can only do that if you are progressively providing overload, challenging the body, overload, resistance, progressive, more weight, more repetitions, more sets, more volume, really. Okay, essentially. And everyone's different with that. And of course, there are subtleties. You don't need to always do 4 repetitions to, 4 super heavy weight to build. You don't always have to do very, very high reps to build. So there's a lot of variety there and leeway and customization and things that you'll find and things that you will determine based on program design that can apply to multiple people. You can do supersets, drop sets. There's different acute variables and strategies. But bottom line, what's necessary is overload. The mitochondria breakdown, I don't think the mitochondria break down. Those provide oxidative capacity for the cells. Isn't that what you're going for? So it can rebuild bigger and better. Yeah. Yeah. That's what you're going for. I mean, that's what you're going for. Now your body will adapt to the stress, and your body will adapt to whatever stress it's consistently exposed to. And this is why when I talk about consistency and that when everyone's always saying what variety, right? Muscle confusion, confuse the muscles, add variety all the time. CrossFit, it's random shit all the fucking time. That approach can affect the quality and the direction and the actual development of muscle in this form, depending on what adaptation you're specifically looking for. If you're changing shit too much, if you're changing shit too much and too often, your body will have less of an ability to adapt. It's harder for your body to adapt if it can't adapt, if it's not given the ability to have the time to get used to a specific stress. If you're changing things all the time, it's going to try to juggle. It's like you throwing a ball up and down, one ball, and then throwing up two balls and catching them, and then throwing three. The more you add shit to your plate, the less effective you'll do all of them. And you can't bulk and cut and faster and more endurance and stronger. And you can't do seven things at once. You got to force your body towards one adaptive principle. And you can force your body towards a more effective adaptive principle if you go with the more foundational ones, right? That's why I'm always talking about yoga and mobility, because if you have that, you can start building strength with the proper foundation. You don't want to go for strength before you are working on how to move properly, right? There's certain ones at the base of the pyramid, but if you focus on certain skills first, then you can build towards other things. And of course, you can find passion and you can love powerlifting. There's nothing wrong with what you enjoy. There's nothing wrong with wanting to go and do cardiovascular activity. There's no need to feel like you have to do any specific type of fitness. If you want to do swimming and you love swimming, that's fine. I still think that anyone that swims should lift weights, should do yoga. There's nothing like I really do feel everyone should do that. I don't care if you go cycling, but cycling is a very repetitive movement. So if you're cycling all the time, it's going to tighten up your hips. It's going to affect your back. It's going to affect your fucking taint and your ball sack. It's going to affect all these things. Yoga will help tremendously. Lifting weights will help tremendously balance that out. I just don't think there's any sport or activity in the world that really replaces weightlifting and yoga. And then do the other thing too. If you if you enjoy it, if you enjoy it, if you enjoy, I think that's great, but you got to enjoy it. Thanks for the follow on Twitch. Welcome. Soccer does shit. Soccer does your cardio. Get the fuck out of here. Soccer does. You don't need soccer. You don't need weightlifting or yoga with soccer. Weightlifting and yoga, great for soccer too. Anything you want to do. Love powerlifting and strongman. Yeah, strongman's kind of making a comeback. That's making a big push. And CrossFit's bringing people back into strongman type stuff. Let's see. How often should you change up your workout then? It depends on your goal. Everyone thinks that part's easy. Fitness is simple. When you start talking about program design, that's an art. So how often should you change it up? That depends. I really can't answer that question. It depends on what kind of like cycles you're doing, your experience. It's not that simple like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this for 3 weeks or 4 weeks." It depends on there's different designs. That's kinda like having a house and then all of a sudden you're designing, right? You could have the same apartment. It's like one of those fix-up shows. You could have a house and it could look, okay, decent. You could fix it up, repaint the walls, redecorate, and all of a sudden, "Whoa, this place looks absolutely sick." That could be the difference between a good program and a shitty program. They're both houses, they're both programs. One's a lot better because it's a lot better designed, literally. So that's a decent analogy there. Soccer is a sport activity, not a specific workout. What was your question? It disappeared on Twitch. What were we talking about on soccer? Why are we talking about soccer? What does that apply to anything? So specific activities, your body will always adapt to the activity and the environment that it's put in, whether it's exercise or you said soccer is better than lifting. Oh, that's stupid. All right. That's a foolish thing to say. I tried CrossFit. It was fun, but I didn't have the muscle results I wanted. So now I weight train and just added yoga. Yeah, you're not going to. You're not going to. Most people don't get a physique from doing CrossFit. It's not meant for that. It's meant for doing activity. It's meant to be running and jumping and lifts, and my ass plays soccer and I look more swole than all right, you're just being a troll. So I'll ignore you now. That's stupid. You don't look more swole than me from playing soccer, you jabroni. We got a jabroni on Twitch, jabroni alert. I need a siren so Facebook and YouTube can hear it. I can hit it just kind of like the lunk alarm for anytime there's an internet jabroni. So Daniel, there's really no answer exactly to that. There's really no answer exactly to how often you should change up your workout. That depends on the design of the program. LOL, it's okay. I eat like 10 sweet potatoes a day. I'm currently using as my only carb source. They make me feel great. Love it. So is training 6 days a week bad then? No. No. Training 6 days a week is not bad. Training 6 days a week is not bad. It depends on your program design. It's not bad at all. It depends on what you mean by training too. Are you talking about yoga? Are you talking about mobility work too? Are you talking about 6 days of resistance? What are you doing on each of those resistance days? So it's not a bad thing. Oh, you're asking me, is it okay to eat like 10 sweet potatoes a day? I don't think I don't think you eat 10 sweet potatoes a day. Send me a video of you eating 10 sweet potatoes every single day. Send me a video of you eating. Why would you be are you a professional bodybuilder? Are you in strongman competitions? You know how many sweet potatoes? 10 sweet potatoes a day? You're probably just giving me like a you're probably just giving me like a random number. I wouldn't eat 10. I don't think there's any need to get to that level. Let's see, James, the better the base, the taller and stronger the pyramid, no doubt. Hey, Swole, is it weird that 20 minutes of basic beginner yoga moves actually made me tighter? Is it weird that 20 minutes of basic beginner yoga moves actually made me tighter in the hips? Well, what do you mean, Ken? You mean because you're working muscles that are new? If you're new to yoga, you're going to be using smaller body parts and smaller muscles that you're not used to utilizing, so you can get sore. Just because I talk about yoga for mobility and yoga for active recovery doesn't mean that you're not going to get sore from yoga. It doesn't mean you're not going to get sore and feel fatigued or tight or achy from doing it the first couple times because you're waking up, you're using the body in different ways, you're using muscles you haven't normally used, especially in that kind of synergy. Yeah. I assume it's akin to muscle soreness. Most likely, I'm assuming. I can't answer that for you, but that's what I would assume from what you said. I was eating 6 sweet potatoes. You were eating 6 sweet potatoes, but they were smaller. I get it does depend on how big they are. The ones that I cooked yesterday, you ain't eating 10 of those a day. Those things are like footballs. Push, pull, legs, golf, repeat. So you're on a 3-day cycle. Golf is active rest or entertainment. I was sore from yoga too and in weird spots. You're gonna be sore from yoga. When I first started practicing, I would like tweak muscles in my back, like in the lower side, not the quadratus lumborum, but little parts I would get a tweak or I would feel sore, like a twinge, just because when you open Pandora's box, right? When everything's wound up so tight and you start unraveling things, think of it like like a headphone wire that gets tangled or Christmas tree lights. Any kind of lights or decoration string that just gets all knotted up. Once you start trying to pick at it, it's fine. It's in a big knot. It's not bothering anyone. But then you start to go after it and you start opening things up and undoing it and stretching the wire one direction. Then the knot gets tighter somewhere else. And you're undoing the damage. You're trying to fix the shit that got all knotted up and tied up. Do you have any favorite yoga poses for post workout? I recommend foam rolling post workout. I recommend foam rolling post workout always. Or I mean, always, often, because right after a workout, I don't like doing stretching immediately after a workout because when there's so much blood and there's so much tension built up inside the muscle, I like to do a little bit more inhibition first rather than lengthening. Surya Masha Maska, whatever the hell that is. I don't do the Sanskrit yoga stuff. Is it necessary to cut? No. No, it's not. You used to eat candy. No, I mean that what years ago. Not all the time either, though. I eat candy all the time or fruit, gummy bears. No, you just need food. You just need food on Instagram. I mean, you can. Some people, and I have, eat candy before a workout. I just don't eat anything like that anymore. I'll have maybe some fruit. Maybe I'll have like some clementines or mandarins or something if I feel like it. Or maybe I have a banana, or maybe I don't eat anything. Or maybe I had a big meal of beef and sweet potatoes and kale and stuff 2 hours before. It depends on what time of day I work out. If I work out first thing in the morning, I'm not eating first. If it's later in the day, it depends on if I've eaten already. So, I don't try to do fasted workouts, but if I haven't eaten and I feel good, I usually just go by how I feel. Sometimes I haven't eaten and I feel like, "Oh, I wanna eat before I go work out today." And sometimes I haven't eaten all day and I wanna work out on an empty stomach. So that depends on how I feel. That depends on how I feel day to day. I do pole yoga. You do pole/yoga. I really hope they're not having pole yoga now. Was it pole dancing? Now there's pole yoga. I thought, all these fucking things that they're just creating. Everyone's trying to make a buck. Let's make pole workouts a new fad. Everything's everything's having its time in the time to shine. You can create anything right now and sell it. Any type of workout. Dance on a pole. It's fitness. I'm not saying it's easy, by the way. Do some crazy people do some crazy shit. I know pole dancing classes are a thing. I know. Makes women feel strong inside and confident because they dance on a pole. I think women feel confident when they lift some fucking weights. I think women feel confident when they lift some fucking weights and they build a strong physique and they actually build strength. But yeah, they love the pole dancing too, which is fine. I don't care. I'm just fucking around. I don't care what you do. Protein powder flavored oatmeal. Sounds gross. Sounds disgusting. I'm not a fan of oatmeal. Oatmeal is very inflammatory for most people, and you don't need protein powder. You don't need that shit. Grains and oats and powder, all things are just gonna gum up your poop hole. I love weight training. I love the tight pump. Yeah, I love the pump. I love the tight pump. The tight pump. I think the tight pump and pole dancing are closely related. What's up, Papa Swole? I did my first yoga class on Tuesday. It was so good. Thanks for the wise words. You're welcome. I love it when people coming in doing yoga for the first time after listening to my content and listening to the podcast. That always means so much. That always means so much. That's so powerful when someone, because I know what a person is getting from yoga. I know what a person is getting from yoga when they start. And that's why I'm always talking so highly about it because once I know someone is starting to do it, I know what they're feeling. I know what they're going to go through. I know what you have in store for you. You're going to feel so much better once you get consistent with it. How about Pilates since it stretches kind of like yoga? I don't actually have a lot of experience, if any, with Pilates. Do it. I know it's similar. I know it's the breathing. It's good. Yeah, do it. I would do both. Do both. Do both. Do Pilates once a week, do yoga once or twice a week. It's different though. It's different. Everyone just thinks that they're both different types of stretching. Stretching is not yoga. Yoga is not stretching. And Pilates isn't stretching. It's not the same. You can't just be like, "Oh, let me touch my toes." Well, it's instead of doing Pilates, I'll bend over and touch my toes. I'll do the pigeon stretch and I'll, bend back and forth a few times. Well, I stretched. That's not a Pilates class. That's not a yoga class. And that's not how that fucking works. That's not how that fucking works. That's not what those things do. That's not what those categories are. So you can do a stretch and those two types of things, you do stretch the muscles if you're quantifying the stretch as lengthening. But Pilates and yoga, big on the breath and the breathing and body positioning. And there's all those other different levels of Pilates and yoga. So it's different. I recommend you try them. Any advice on plank, then going to cobra pose without putting stress on my elbows? Seems to pop when I do it, maybe elbow tendinosis or tendonitis. And it plank, then going to cobra pose. I don't know if you are naming those properly. You mean upward facing dog, plank, and then to cobra pose. It depends. There's a lot of people online that say the wrong word, but it'll mean something completely different. So my idea of when you say cobra, I'm not sure if that's the actual name of it. I don't know all the names of all the yoga poses. I can take you through a flow. I just don't name them. I don't know Sanskrit. I don't know every single. Do you use tren? No. Stupid question. I eat it every day. Shitting fine has nothing to do with shitting fine. I'm talking about the inflammation, the heavy inflammation from oats and from dairy and the heavy metals that are found in protein powders. So have fun with your fine shits. That's not what I'm talking about. When I said poop hole, yeah, whey protein. What do you think happens inside your shaker bottle as opposed to what happens inside your intestines? It sticks to the sides, especially for the people that don't lactose like me. Yeah. Yeah. Swolio, what up? Oh. What's up, Bradley? Is because of you that I'm doing yoga. Thank you so much for the advice. It's helping immensely. Thank you. Thank you. See, you're going to love it. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. It's only good advice if you take it. And I'm really just sharing my experience because my experience with yoga was that powerful. It made that much of a difference in my physique. It made that much of a difference in my recovery, in my mindset. It balances things out. How many things during your day, fam, are stressful? And I'm not talking about the weights because the weights are a stress. We talked about adaptation. Your body is going to adapt to things that stress it. If it's exposed to that stressful environment long enough, whether it's a hot temperature, a low temperature, right? If you move to a hot climate, your body will adapt as much as it can. Cold climate, your body will adapt. A busy day, a busy schedule, a lazy schedule, your body will adapt. That's why inertia exists and momentum, right? A body in motion tends to stay in motion. If you're busy and you're moving fast, you get more done. If you're lazy, have nothing to do, you're sluggish and you feel your body will kind of adapt to the situation that it's exposed to. So that being said, because your body will adapt in that fashion, it's only adapting to stress. It's only adapting to this high level of output. You're getting tons and tons of text messages, alerts, you're running here and there, you're multitasking, you're listening to a podcast, you're driving to school, you're getting the kids ready, you're going to work, you're going to the gym. So and so's texting you this and boom, bling, 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 alerts, alerts. Someone posted this, someone like this, they shared this, so and so's broke, blah, blah, blah. You're getting stuff nonstop, 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 streaming right to your phone, right to your pocket, right to your face all the time. So if you don't know how to manage that properly, you are going to be very, very stressed, very, very stressed physically and mentally. And if you're not balancing that out with meditation and yoga, and not or, and you're not soothing, you're not creating that balance on the scale. Remember the justice scale. If you see the justice scale, there's supposed to be balance, right? There's supposed to be even a balance between good and evil, the yin, the yang, homeostasis. Everything's trying to be about balance in the body, but you're not creating any balance. You're not creating any balance. So, because you're not creating any balance, it wears you down. It wears you down. It comes out in the form of sickness, poor communication, disease, unhappiness, depression. All those things can result in not creating a balance at the foundation. Catching some waves, nice. Where's Cornwall in terms of surfing? Where's that at? People keep telling me that fasting is bad for the body. Is it? Not that I'm aware of. What kind of fasting? Not eating breakfast fasting, like intermittent fasting, not eating breakfast, skipping breakfast, or water fasting and not eating for a couple days. Neither is dangerous. I think there's actually positive feedback and positive research on like going without food for a day or two. I'm not recommending that, but I mean, your body is designed to survive that if you're healthy. Meditation and yoga has helped so much. If you don't, there's some vicious cycles of fatigue. Yeah, I think there's so much more fatigue when it comes to overtraining. And I'm not sure how all of you relate to overtraining, but we've done episodes on this before, the specific types of overtraining. The specific types of overtraining or the different symptoms. I shouldn't say specific types, but the symptoms of overtraining. Sometimes it's your soreness stays longer than it normally does, or you have an elevated heart rate. Those of you that do a lot of cardio, the endurance athletes, you have an elevated heart rate in the morning, for a couple consecutive days. You can have you could be fatigued, just tired. You can have loss of appetite. You can also have loss of motivation, inspiration, shortness of temper, right? You get angry easily. You can get emotional. You just feel like you can't control your emotions as much. You can all these different things, elevated, respiratory rate, but all these different psychological things you can feel are signs of overtraining. There's many different ones. There's like 30, 40 different combinations, and every single person feels that differently. So some people be it could be a sign of overtraining if they're not improving in strength, right? They're training every day or regularly, whatever regular is for them. And over time, their strength has plateaued and it's kind of decreasing. Maybe they're doing too much. Maybe they're not backing off their training enough. For me, it's when I don't feel like training. When I don't feel like going to the gym, when I really, I don't want to go. I just feel, and it's not that I'm busy and I just don't know if I could fit it in my schedule today. It's that feeling of I just don't feel like going. Ugh, I'm not in the mood. I'm not going to enjoy it. Then it makes me think, okay, what's the issue? Usually when I have those feelings of I don't really want to, I'm not really enjoying weightlifting right now, it's because my body is telling me that I need to practice more yoga and I need to do more recovery. So I just shift my focus instead of getting depressed and thinking, fuck, I don't want to work out. Oh, I don't feel like going to the gym. I'm not motivated, bro. Oh, how do I get motivated to go to the gym? I just shift my focus. I don't even flinch. I don't even flinch. I don't even flinch when that happens. I just shift my focus. Okay, it's yoga week or it's yoga today. And I just focus on doing that. I focus on that active recovery. And then tomorrow, if I feel like going back to the gym and I feel great, then I'll go. If I don't, I just keep on focusing on the yoga and the mobility and the recovery. And I just do that. So I'm always improving. I'm always doing something that's good for my body, but I listen to what it's telling me. My body isn't telling me that don't be active. It's telling me that it needs more balance. It needs more of a focus on a different area of my fitness. And so fitness is mental and physical. And yesterday we talked about the brain being so powerful and how little we know about it. It controls everything. It controls everything. So don't disregard it because if you miss out on that balance, you're missing out big time. Big time. When overtraining, what should you do? Should you take a week off, Dom, on YouTube? No, literally I would say follow, at least try the way I do it. If you feel like you're overtraining, you're doing too much, you need a break, I would back off and I would do more yoga and mobility because you're always making progress. And if you were actually overtraining and it was because of the weights, then by doing the yoga and the mobility, what's going to happen? You'll recover. You'll get back to doing what you were doing before better and faster and more efficiently. Ben Bettis on Facebook. Realizing I am unmotivated makes me get up and do something. Forced fitness until it becomes second nature. You have to build discipline. You don't have discipline just because you have a goal. If you want to lose weight and you realize one day, hey, I want to have a six pack, I'm tired of being fat. You don't have discipline. You have to create that. You have to earn discipline. You have to earn that consistency. You have to earn that bodily function. Literally, the daily swole is a bodily function for me now. Coming here live and rocking this out and doing what we do. I'm so used to being here. I'm so used to talking to you all. I'm so used to this being a part of my day and a part of my life. It's literally second nature. But that's because of the discipline. It's because of all the days where I didn't accept the fact that I was busy and it would be hard for me to do the show. I got through all those speed bumps. I got through all those speed bumps of trying to schedule it. I got through all the speed bumps and all the pebbles in the road and all the things that would have held me back from being consistent every single day. I got through that. So any of those issues that pop up, it's a non-issue. I know how to get over it. I know how to get past it. So consistent as fuck is the name of the game. So once you're consistent as fuck and you have the right mentality where you know you have to lift every single day, the game changes. The game absolutely changes. You got to find something you enjoy doing. It keeps you motivated. I just don't like using the word motivation. I don't like using the word motivation. It's bullshit. It doesn't it sets the wrong standard. It's all about discipline, but you have to buckle down, suck it up and fucking do it to create that habit. So you have to really earn that. You have to really earn your results because you're not going to feel like it every day. You will never be motivated every day. Just got home from the gym, feels great, good pump on my upper body. I like my upper lower body split. Might change to push pull split in a couple months. That's it, Steve. Just adjust when you need to. If you're getting results and you feel good, just keep doing it, man. Just keep going. Julie Massey, I have discovered that I get depressed, bad attitude when I don't work out after 4 days. I begin feeling squishy. Well, that's not overtraining, but I mean yeah, there's a time where you might really enjoy 1 or 2 days off, but then after 3 or 4 days, you just get fucking pissed and you get over it. But that's what I like too. If I don't feel like working out for me, that's my sign of overtraining. When I don't feel like working out. So what I do is I usually often will stay out of the gym 1 extra day. Even when I feel like coming back, I stay out 1 extra day. And this is a little bit of a this is an actual serious knowledge nuke. This is a strategy. When I feel like coming back, okay, I really feel like working out today. I'll actually hold it from myself, right? Like I'll keep the treat for myself. I don't just go back to the gym. Oh, I feel good. I give an extra day. I want to like really crave it. And then I go back and I really get more locked in. So I'll take an extra day off easily just to give myself that extra desire to go back and train because I love it. I do love it. I know I do. But I've learned over the years how I stay consistent is that I need to start backing off when I have that feeling because I have gotten through a phase where I really, really kind of overtrained and I really didn't feel like training. I was really psychologically burnt out. I don't really get physically burnt out. I get psychologically burnt out. And that's why I always put so much of a stress on the mind. Are you okay today? I hear you kind of tired. It's early. Well, it's almost 11 o'clock. I'm absolutely fine. You hear me kind of tired. Nope, just sitting here talking. Daily Swole, 749. Fasting is scientifically proved to be good and helpful. Don't say that. That's not necessarily true. It depends on what study you're talking about. You can't assume. I don't know where you're getting your. You can't. There's no fact on that. It rests the stomach and kills cancer cells. What you think and many other benefits. I don't have any collaborative for that. I think there's some positivity behind it, but I think there you could probably also find research that shows some negative things about it too. I'm sure it depends on what they were testing. That's where you have to be careful for when you're looking at scientific tests and studies. Who's reporting the study? If they're writing an article, they're writing an article, which is an interpretation of a study. When they do a study, they're doing a specific test on a specific thing, and a scientific study is not proof. A study is a study. So when a study shows something, it means that it has shown something in this instance with these people based on what they tested that time. It doesn't prove something is the case or something is a fact. And everyone is so quick because it's marketing. Everyone tries to market a single study as something that could be factual. But even a study that shows directly this happened, you still need to do other collaborative studies to show and maybe create it more into some kind of like common science or common knowledge. So just because even if a study has a strong indication or really shows, wow, you got to do it again. But what you'll find if it's a good study, you'll get more funding and you'll be able to do that test more often or in a bigger way. Your other streams are so lively, Jesse. What streams? My other streams. Are you being sarcastic? It's the morning. That's another thing that you can't put your finger on. You don't know from my standpoint. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. We've had morning broadcasts that were huge and it blew up. It depends on what Facebook and all these sites want to promote. It depends on who's watching other things, depends on who's awake or who's traveling. It's Memorial Day, who knows? But some of the earlier shows have been some of the biggest ones, so that's why I do different times because you never know which one's going to have the most live people. Yeah, we're all live. Everyone here is. I mean, at other times, your other streams are so lively. Oh, it's yeah, it's random. Absolutely random. Absolutely random. It's just because yesterday or the day before yesterday was quiet too, and that was in the evening. So, there's 0 correlation between time of day and how many people are in here. Because I think, last Thursday how was that? Last Thursday, it was the morning, and it was packed. I think Instagram kicked out. I'm not getting video on Instagram. I'll end it. There we go. Um, so last Thursday, we were in the morning, and it was and tons of people live. Live is different. Live is different. Live doesn't mean people aren't watching the replay later or the podcast. A lot of people how many of you are listening to the podcast more than you were before? The podcast has gotten a lot more it saves people time. Everyone wants to listen. Plus the audio is amazingly clear. Not everyone can sit here and watch. It's great to listen while you're in the car and you're fucking able to do more than one thing at a time. It's awesome. Work is quiet so I can join in. All right, so make a noisier, Jesse. Shake the boat, rock it a little bit. I'm heading out in a second. I got calls for some new Swolenormous X members. I'm glad that you're okay. I'm fine. Daily Swole is random awesomeness, knowledge bomb nuggets for you. Yeah, Ben. Ever had raw milk or raw kefir? Yes. Where's your premium? What's in your premium membership? You mean Swolenormous X? There is no premium. If you're watching some of the old videos, it was called premium. Swolenormous X is everything. Swolenormous X is all my live streaming videos. Yeah, so if you're interested in joining Swolenormous X, I'll answer your question and let everyone else know about that. That's where all my video programs. There's full yoga classes. There's instructional video archive. There's all my recipes that I'm adding regularly to. There's the Nutrition Jumpstart series that breaks down the elimination diet. We do master classes. There's the entire community, which you get the private Facebook group where I do exclusive live broadcasts. There's everything's on the site. So it's private login and it's all HD video. So you can watch it on your computer, your tablet, your cell phone. It's amazing. It's really amazing. And you can check it out, swolenormousx.com. So that is where all my stuff is. That's where I can really lay down all the good. And that's where the 90-day dash program is. And it's one price, one membership. You get access to everything unlimited. And that's why. And I'm always adding stuff every month. So you get new classes, new master classes, new programming, new virtual training where a user put your headphones on and I take you through my exact workouts, audio workouts. So you can train with me in the gym. So it's sick. It's great. Swolenormousx.com. Craig on Facebook did total body awareness last night. Actually got through 4 exercises and I had to stop. Not proud. Just saying, damn. It's a humbling, yeah. It's a humbling workout, man. It's different. It's different body parts. It's different things that you normally, you haven't done before that no one really does. But that's the foundation stuff we talk about. Jordan, I listen to the older podcast and try to catch live as often as possible. Nice. I made it to 323 on SoundCloud. Got a ways to go. How long does it a year indefinitely? It lasts as long as you keep it. And it's a special offer right now, so it lasts. Yeah, it's just the setup, the sign up and plus the monthly, which is extremely exceptionally affordable. I'm the Netflix of gains, bruh. Yeah, whatever offers and stuff that you come in, you get to keep those. I don't raise I don't raise prices on anyone. But the special offer is ending. God, I got to trim my beard. But the special offer is a special offer for the 2-year anniversary. That's when it started, so it's ending soon. Yeah, so if you're interested, now's the time to do it. Swolenormousx.com. So your stomach is always working. You're just No, I get it. You're it's choppy English, and it's since I'm Muslim, I can't read that right now. Uh, but yeah, I mean fasting has been shown to be healthy and benefits, but there's new stuff coming out. They're doing a lot of studies on that too. I hear a lot about that. Shout out to the Swole family. Let's go. I'm rocking 175 pounds right now from 225 January 15th. Thanks, Papa Swole. Matt, you're crushing it, man. You're at 175, bro. So you were 225 pounds on January 15th, and now you're 175 pounds. So what is this? May? Let's do this math here. May 25th. So January to February, February to March, March to April, April to May. So you got 4 months and like 10 days. 4 months and 10 days. So let's call that 4, 16, 17 weeks. And that's 50 pounds. Alexa, what's 50 divided by 17? 2.941. So just under 3 pounds a week. That's epic, man. That's a really good pace. And really healthy is like 1 to 2 pounds a week. So you were really at the high end of that. That's like the main spectrum. You were really at the high end of that. That's intense, bro. That's intense. That's really that's really intense. That's good stuff, bro. Wow. Fuck. I'm looking at my calculating that for a second. That's awesome. Congratulations, man. I'm still 103. I'm still 103 pounds. Is there such a thing as being too lean? Sure. But it depends on the person. I mean, if you're really, 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 real, I just didn't have time to. No, I just didn't have time to read it on Instagram. I don't have time to read those long paragraphs. I think there. I mean, there is. You could be too lean. You can be too lean, but some people can be healthier at a lower body fat percentage. You don't want to be too lean. You don't want to be too lean. That's a big misconception is that a lot of people that are taking steroids and that are dieting down and doing fitness modeling and doing specific water depletion to look good in front of a camera and to look lean and shredded in a picture. Everyone's like, I want that body. That's a water depleted, fat depleted, calorie depleted, nutrient depleted state. That's not a healthy state. That just looks good. Oh, cool. It looks powerful and lean and shredded. Yeah, because they don't have any water. They're dehydrated and they're under heat lamps and there's Photoshop and shit. Like you're seeing pictures that are doctored to fuck and lighting and professional cameras and detail and filters and tweaks and saturation and exposure. There's so much shit that you can do with lighting and editing now more than ever before. So you can get almost, if you get a decent picture, you can make someone look amazing. If you get a decent fucking picture, you can edit the shit out of it and tweak and make it look epic, right? You ever see those like HDR filters that make it look like you're watching some kind of freaking Marvel movie? It's not that. No, I didn't say fucked up. Did I say fucked up English? I just don't have a filter. I don't mean that it was bad in French. Yeah, but when you say things like the best way to help the stomach to recover and to protect it is by fasting, you can't say that word. You can't say the word best, the best way, the best way. You can't say that. You can't say that. You can say it's a there's no best. You can't say that. You can't. You can't address fasting and just start posting in the comments as the best way to do this. Says what? Says who? That's an opinion until there's like relentless scientific proof that shows. I'm not saying it's bad for you. I'm just saying don't use that. Be careful using that word best. I'm not a fan of the word best, except when I'm saying, except when I'm talking about my stuff. When I'm saying my stuff is the best, because that's an opinion. But if you're just make sure, because when it's an opinion, keep it to something that is an opinion. Don't say something that's an opinion based around something that could be considered a fact or not. If it's only something that's opinion based, then okay, say whatever the heck you want. and someone can disagree, but I can't concur with that. I can't say, "Oh, I agree." But I think there's a lot of positive things. I've only heard good things about doing different fasting and that. Well, how do you test that, right? Let's test these bunch of people for 50 years when they do some do extreme fasting, this, there's no longitudinal studies that really show that long term. We only know little bits and pieces based on how much money will sponsor a study that goes a certain time period on certain people. But I'm sure we'll learn more, man. I'm sure we'll learn more. But I've heard good things. I've heard good things, but I can't sit here and agree and say that's the best way. You gotta be careful using that word. Out here in Colorado, most people look like they need to eat something. Running, biking, eating super lean looks pretty gross. A lot of vegans out there too, I'm sure. About to hit my wrestling weight back in 1996, 172 pounds. That's fucking sick, man. Take a picture when you get there. I know you will. I know you will. Yes, say in my opinion. Yeah, say in my opinion. Hell, if you fast and you feel great, cool. What does your blood work show? Like, what does it show? Prove it. That's good shit. I have veins in my abs. Well, good, Dom. That's good, man. But you could also probably eat more fat. If you're trying to bulk up, then you gotta eat more. You gotta eat fat, carbs, food. All right, fam. Good shit. Well, congratulations, Matt. Keep crushing it. Eat some food, Dom. Eat some food, bruh. And I'll see everyone tomorrow for episode 750 of the Swole. I just dropped a brand new recipe last night. Again, a cool thing I do for dessert in Swolenormous X. So if you're a Swolenormous X member, just go to the Swole Food Recipe Archive and you'll see it. The dessert that I posted. I think it might be at the bottom of the list, but you'll see it. I posted in the updates tab, and anyone else that's interested in the programs, recipes, nutrition, master classes, yoga classes, all these things I always talk about, swolenormousx.com. So I will see everyone later. Follow me around Instagram, Snapchat, all those places I'll be posting today. And I will see you tomorrow for episode 750, 750 of the Daily Sleaze. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce Magoose, Papa Swolio. Oh, 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 oh. Ouch. Hope you enjoy the morning swole. That was awesome. I like the morning. Good vibes in the morning. I like the feeling that like a lot of you are getting some gains first thing in the AM. I think that's fire. Peace out, fam. Thanks for watching. Later, YouTube. Peace.